All right, Zach, who laid down the law for the Titans in that win over the Raiders? You said you have 2 or 3 ways you can go with this. Do you want to go to the chat? Is that a 4th way?
Yeah,
maybe?
I'll go to the chat because
Okay.
they'll. I've seen a couple of mine.
Okay.
Luke is just saying nobody. Autry says Mark Jones. Dennis Daly right there from Shannon, as well as Charles Byard, Honky Tonk Weaver from Mark Jones, Derrick Henry from Will, Tennessee. This is kind of where I was probably going to go. Again, I think that you got a couple of different options. Titans Cow says Robert Woods in the first half. Robert Woods, you started to figure out why you actually traded for Robert Woods. That's the reason why. Reliable downfield catch, yak as well.
Punt return, big punt return.
Yeah, catching the damn ball, right?
Well, he had the 21-yard. That's Robert Woods' 21-yard punt return allowed for Randy Bullock to have what was the game-winning score, right? Like, in hockey, they have the game-winning goal. It doesn't matter like when it was scored. It could be scored in the first period. So the game-winning goal, that was the game-winning score for Randy Bullock right there in the end of the first half.
Yeah, and with no Kyle Phillips, look, Kyle Phillips will be a valuable wide receiver to this offense, but he's kind of messed his whole punt returning days up. I don't think that he's going to get that opportunity again. I don't know. That's a whole another conversation maybe we'll have this week, is Robert Woods continuing to return punts based on his impact of the team, his age, his experience, all of that other stuff.
Right.
The fans from Stephen King laying down the law, Bobby Trees, Byard.
Let's talk about the fans for a second, because I did hear, and I was obviously watching the game at home, right here in my office. Zach, you said you were flying on a plane, so you watched it on a bunch of different places. I did think Nissan Stadium sounded really good through the broadcast. And that was a question going into this, because 0-2 start for the first time in a decade. The Raiders, a very well-traveling fan base. How would Titans fans show up, and what would their involvement be in the game? And obviously scoring touchdowns on your first 3 drives allows fans to get excited. But I thought the fans...
It prevents them from leaving.
Yes. The fans did a really good job, I thought, coming up big in some moments there.
Yeah, so I think we've talked a lot about some of the guys. McCreary coming in from Jake, NPF from Andrew. So I'll do my laying down the law, because this is kind of the topic that I wanted to get into.
Okay.
I felt that Ryan Tannehill was protected, and I did not think that I was going to feel that way heading into the game, because what had happened to the lawn, because some of the things that the mystery around this offensive line. I thought that Ryan, so the protection, he only gave up 1 sack. I didn't think that was, and it was
in the 4th quarter there on the sack fumble. Yeah.
Right. I thought my laying down the law, I thought that the Titans offensive line laid down the law when they really needed to, after losing their Pro Bowl left tackle for the season, which was great reporting by Buck Rising. That was a ongoing story as Lawan was seeking a second opinion. It obviously came down and is finalized that he's no longer going to be available for the rest of the season. But yesterday, I didn't think that I would feel the way that I do about the offensive line after that game. Ryan Tannehill had time. The running game started to come around in the first 2 quarters. You saw that glimpse of what Derrick Henry can give you, and the reason why that Derrick Henry is who he is to this football team. So I'm going to go offensive line protection. They laid down the law when I didn't think that they could.
Well, and I thought to go take that point further, the opening drive, Ryan Tannehill threw the ball to 4 different players, completed passes to 4 different guys, 2 of them to Derrick Henry. Then Derrick Henry had some carries. Ryan Tannehill had a quarterback draw near the goal line, and Traylon Burks had a reverse. So you just saw a lot of different people touch the football on that drive. Like 6 different guys carried the football either on a carry or after a catch on the opening drive, which was a 12-play drive. So that's
Henry is a check down. They need to do more. Now he has to catch the football, right? I mean, I think that's
time, right.
Right. But Henry is a check down. That gets him in open space, right? He's not that type of back. So I don't think that will be by design. But he did a good job of going through the line of scrimmage, turning around at 5 yards and catching the ball, and then getting more yards after that.